Hello and welcome to the August update from the Bluemix Dedicated Admin Console team. There are two main deliverables for the month of August. First, cloud and usage metrics, and secondly, changes to the scheduling of maintenance windows. Let's talk about cloud and usage metrics first. As part of the resource usage view in the admin console, there is a services tab which shows high-level usage metrics on a limited set of services. The computation of those usage metrics for Cloudant has been updated in August to reflect the raw usage data for Cloudant. That is the total amount of gigabytes used and available across all nodes in a Cloudant cluster for a dedicated environment. Typically, a Cloudant cluster contains 3 nodes, and any document within the database is replicated across all nodes in the cluster for high availability and discoverability purposes. And now refers to the space across all nodes in the cluster. Now let's talk about maintenance updates and the scheduling of maintenance windows. During the month of August, the dedicated team has improved the scheduling of maintenance windows. In Bluemix Dedicated, customers can manage today the availability of their dedicated environments for deployment of system updates. Customers can define available and unavailable windows representing dates and times where maintenance windows could or could not be deployed. In August, we have released some improvements to this functionality, giving customers more flexibility and margin for defining what we are calling now blackout windows. That is, dates and times that shouldn't be close to any deployment activity. So we have shortened and clarified the terminology and referred to update windows versus blackout windows, where update windows are the dates and times where the updates can be deployed, and blackout windows are representing the dates and times where updates cannot be deployed. But beyond the minor terminology changes, the console has now eased the restrictions for defining blackout and available dates. So when you request a blackout window, it will be approved unless the blackout window doesn't leave a minimum window for IBM to carry out deployments. More importantly, it allows the customer to set up blackout dates even when a deployment is previously scheduled on that blackout date. So if the customer requires a blackout date during which an update deployment is scheduled, the console will reschedule that deployment, meaning it will first cancel the previously scheduled deployment, and secondly, it will schedule a new deployment outside the blackout window. One caveat is that the update deployment should not be within 7 days from when the blackout is defined. Any and all blackout requests can be submitted for approval. And that is a new approach in general. You can define any blackout date, and the console will look for every possible way to make it happen. So for example, I'm going to create a blackout window, let's say that for all Labor Days throughout the year. So I'm going to set up a blackout yearly date that happens, I need to set it up sort of monthly. Every 12 months, because it's going to happen every year, every 12 months, and I'm going to say the first Monday for, let's say, all day, and it's going to start on the 4th of September, which is the upcoming Labor Day, and it's never going to end, meaning that every first of Monday in September is going to be a blackout. So when I save it, it's going to be listed in the section on blackout windows, and it's going to place it under a status of pending approval. Now, some blackout requests are going to happen right away, and in fact, if I refresh the page, it's probably going to be already set. So now I have defined a blackout, and the blackout is set. So that is how it works. Now, in the cases where a customer defines a blackout window which includes or which covers a deployment that is already been scheduled, that deployment is going to be canceled, and it's going to look something like this. It's going to also provide a description indicating why this blackout, this update has been canceled. And what happened is that if that previously scheduled deployment, it will now show in the update history, and a new one will appear in the pending updates with the new dates. In other words, the previously scheduled deployment, which conflicts with a blackout window set up by the customer, is going to be canceled, and it will be rescheduled at a time that doesn't conflict. And that is all for the August update. Until next time.